The death of Iron Man marks the end of the greatest phase in the history of cinematic phases, and the beginning of an even better one. Phase 4 is a glorious triumph. Martin Scorsese can now stand up and admit he was wrong. Marvel movies are not theme park attractions, carnival rides, or 21st century freak shows. They are to cinema what Michelangelo is to Renaissance art. Each modern Marvel movie is a Sistine Chapel, and the stories of superheroes touch us like God graces the fingertip of Adam. We are now living in the Marvel age, an age future film historians will say was the finest in all of superhero cinema. Here's how Phase 4 is Marvel's golden age. The heroes of Phase 1 bear a striking resemblance: an iron white man, a captain of white America, and a blonde-haired, blue-eyed six-pack. A feast of testosterone for white male audiences in the late 2010s, but far from adequate for progressive viewers in 2022. Phase 2, Tom Thumb, is added to the mix, and at last, some colour that is not a whiter shade of white. But not the colour we want. A green Gamora and a grey Drax do not check any boxes in this galaxy. Phase 3, now we have a magic white man and a Spider-Man. Despite the majority of spiders being black or brown, this one is completely white. Here comes the friendly neighborhood whitewashed Spider-Man. Wait, what is that coming through the darkness? Finally, Marvel sees the light in Phase 3, and it only took 18 movies. Black Panther is a revelation, grossing $1.347 billion at the box office and proving so popular that even the less enlightened love it. Surely there's no way Marvel can top such a classic of superhero cinema, but they do. Phase 3 ends with one of the greatest, most inspirational movies ever made. It is so profoundly brilliant, it is compared with Star Wars and revolutionizes the superhero motion picture industry. Captain Marvel. In a sea of machismo, Brie Larson shines like a beacon of woman power and strength. Both on and off the screen, her presence is felt. Never before has one actress made such an impact on people's lives. Women all over the world look to her as a role model and a driver of change. Men all over the world review bomb Rotten Tomatoes, but their angst is short-lived. Once they witness Brie's beautiful portrayal on screen and feel the true power of a feminine goddess, a great many change their minds and give away their hearts. She may be one of the most supreme beings in the universe, with the strength of Hulk, the eyes of Cyclops, and the wings of Superman, but it is her power to change the world and liberate women from the patriarchy that shines the brightest. Upon seeing the transformative power of Captain Marvel, the stage is set for Phase 4. The white male superheroes fall one by one, and now it is time to make the world a better place through the power of progressive storytelling. Enter the heroes of Phase 4. Who needs Hulk when you can have She-Hulk? Thor when you can have She-Thor? Doctor Strange when you can have She-Strange. Even the captain of marvelous independence herself is transformed into Kamala Khan, a teenage Muslim girl with the strength of all the previous Avengers combined. Phase 4 marks the beginning of Marvel's golden age. The age of enlightened entertainment has arrived. Step forward, Wanda. In Phase 3 she was Vision's girlfriend and Scarlet Who, now the star of her own show, WandaVision. The series kicks off in black and white to pay homage to the outdated Marvel Phases 1 to 3. It looks like a sitcom, but no one's laughing, because behind the idyllic Westview facade lies true terror. Scarlet Witch is struggling through the grief of losing Vision and any potential half-AI offspring. Instead of therapy, she goes one better. She plays The Sims with a whole town of real people. She does not deliberately drown them or start house fires, because she is a benevolent god. She merely takes away their free will and forces them into cosplay side roles. As long as she has her perfect family life, the population of 3,892 will never know freedom ever again. On paper, she sounds like Kim Jong-un, but in reality, we only feel sympathy. Most people grieve through crying. She comes to terms with her loss by opening a North Korean-style prison camp. Truly heartbreaking. We want a new Hulk movie, is the cry of many Marvel fans, and Marvel does them one better. Instead of the Hulk, they give them She-Hulk. She is not only as strong as her cousin, she is also twice as smart and thrice as important. Instead of battling Abomination or the Maestro, she faces off against white male misogynists and dresses that do not fit, an attorney at law and at war with men. The Hulk is cast aside. Indeed, he is blasted on a rocket ship to the cosmos, never to be seen again. When She-Hulk is around, the Hulk only gets in the way. You wouldn't like her when she's angry, or any emotion for that matter. Phase 4 paves the way for women to flex their muscles and grow their independence all across the MCU. Black Widow, dead at the end of Phase 3, now resurrected for a prequel to bring an even better Widow to life. Hawkeye, stringing his bow to give birth to an even better Hawkeye. Loki, back from the dead to give rise to an even better Loki. Ms. Marvel, a superhero for the every person, because she looks like a fan playing dress-up at Comic-Con. Phase 4 dances on the graves of Phase 3 heroes, digs them up, and gives them a glamorous makeover. For male viewers who need male heroes, do not fear, for there are some of the best male heroes ever put on screen. Shang-Chi, a cross between Jackie Chan, Harry Potter, and the Lord of the Rings. Moon Knight, a British man who chains himself to the bed every night to avoid waking up American. 4. The six-pack is back, but what happened to Gladiator? Spider-Man, still white, and now there's 3 of them. The Eternals, superheroes older than time itself, and viewers feel every second of it watching them. Phase 4 heroes are super-powered and super progressive, the perfect political combination. Phase 1 to 3, history. Step forward, Wanda. Again, yes, Phase 4 is so progressive that not only do villains become heroes, but heroes become villains, and then go back to being heroes again. A 10-episode series was not enough to tell the story of Wanda's fight for the perfect family and AI progeny, so she becomes the antagonist of Doctor Strange and the multiverse of madness. One must wonder if Stephen was tempted to stay in one of the other universes after learning he is a side character in his own film. Wanda goes full medieval, or just plain evil, and goes on a killing spree at Carmitage. What a mother will do for her children is a true inspiration, even if it means other mothers losing theirs. Dozens of them. All's well that ends well when Wanda realizes the error of her ways and sacrifices herself to bring down Mount Wundagore. You either live long enough to die a hero or become a villain. Or die a hero again. Will she be back for future Marvel films? One can only hope, for 12 hours of screen time in Phase 4 has barely scratched the scarlet itch. Batman enters the MCU as Gore, the God-botherer. Whiter than the white cliffs of Dover, he resembles Death from Bill and Ted, but acts more like Kratos, if Kratos was on hunger strike. Gore's villainous goal is to kill all gods because he blames them for the death of his daughter, Love. It turns out the genie from Aladdin is at the center of the galaxy. Once you reach the core, your one wish will be granted. The only one who can stop him from wishing all the gods out of existence is Thor, who defeats Gore not through a fight to the death or a battle of hammer versus sword, but common sense. He simply asks Gore, "Excuse me, my friend, why don't you just wish for your daughter back?" Gore has no answer to such mighty common sense, and he slowly starts to die, but not before handing over his daughter to her new Viking papa. What is better than bringing in brand new villains? Bringing in old white ones, and Phase 4 brings in the best of the best. In a bid to make the world forget he is Spider-Man, Peter Parker rips a hole in the fabric of time and space. The result? Early 2000s nostalgia. All the classic villains from the Sony universe come hurtling through, different dimensions to instantly get taken down by Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It took Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield whole movies. The MCU Spider-Man, only a few scenes. Peter tries to rehabilitate them, but soon learns the error of his psychiatric ways when Green Goblin plays a devious psychological trick. Never trust a white male villain, especially one from the year 2002. Phase 4 villains are unmatched in their villainy and all-around evil-doing. They may sit around chatting over cups of tea, but such small talk adds big depth to their characters. We want to feel sorry for our villains now and help them become better people. We want to know what they ate for breakfast. The line between hero and villain is blurred. A true cinematic marvel from Marvel. The overarching story of phases 1 to 3 was the Infinity Saga. All the films led up to an epic, climactic battle between Earth's vengeful defenders and the Mad Titan himself, Thanos. 10 years in the making, each film was a piece in the final jigsaw, each phase introducing new heroes and each post-credit scene bringing as much anticipation as any Super Bowl commercial. No one left early, no one left at all. The build-up to Avengers Infinity War was slow, but memorable and intense. Earth's greatest threat was on the horizon, and each film brought it closer and closer until you could cut the tension with a knife. Winter was coming. Thanos was coming. Marvel does away with what made the Infinity Saga so successful and uses an even better formula for Phase 4, the multiverse saga. Multiple films and TV series set in multiple dimensions. The big bad, Kang the Conqueror, is a big barely known. His best moments are in Loki, but for Marvel movie watchers, they may have forgotten he exists. There's no need to weave together a tapestry of interconnected stories in Phase 4. Each film stands alone in all its glory. Viewers can jump in and out, shake it all about, without losing their place in the saga. The post-credit scenes? Wonder. Captain Marvel. Karaoke. You blow me off like it's all the same. There's even a cameo from the Karaoke King himself. Who needs Thanos planning his conquest of Earth when you have Natalie Portman going to heaven? Or Wong watching The Sopranos? Phase 1 to 3 had some mouth-watering action scenes. The action scenes in Phase 4 make you hungry for more. They are adrenaline-fueled and sky-high in octane. We have Yelena Belova doing a Princess Leia. She-Hulk sinking Titania like icebergs sank the Titanic. America Chavez getting force hair pulled. Space Goats turning Thor Love and Thunder into Santa Claus the Movie. Mortal Kombat. Zelda Breath of the Wild. And Captain Marvel beating the living daylights out of the patriarchy. The masters of action at Marvel headquarters know that the secret to jaw-dropping action scenes is not a little CGI, some CGI, or a lot of CGI. No, the secret is an eruption of CGI so extreme it makes a movie look like a video game. Avengers Endgame was not only the end of Thanos, Iron Man, and Captain America, it was the end of the old way of making superhero movies. Phase 4 marks a step in a progressive new direction for Marvel and a beginning of a cinematic golden age. We now have the heroes we need and the heroes we deserve. We have villains to feel sorry for and cuddle. We have standalone stories without sagas and action scenes with more CGI than Toy Story. There has never been a better time to be alive in the MCU. Martin Scorsese, bow your head in shame and put some respect on the Marvel name. Phase 4 has gone where no superhero phase has gone before. The greatest era in the history of superhero eras has arrived. Marvel is now truly marvelous.